Welcome back. In this section, we're going to get our computer ready to build our WordPress site offline. What this means is that we can work on our site without a live connection to the internet, and that we can change and update our site a little faster, as we won't be accessing a remote server each time we want to make a change. If you'll be working along with this course project and aren't really planning on publishing a site at the end, or you just want the ability to develop offline, this is definitely the way to go. If, however, you're using this course to build a live website for yourself or someone else, I'd recommend skipping this section and going on to the next one, where we'll walk through setting up our site to be developed online and cover everything from signing up for a hosting plan and connecting our domain name to configuring our server for WordPress development. To enable us to develop our WordPress site offline, we'll be using a piece of software called Local. Local allows you to work on WordPress sites offline by letting you create a mini server of sorts on your computer. Before Local was around, working in WordPress offline could be quite difficult, so just know that it's because of tools like these that we can do what we're about to do so easily. Local is available for both Mac and Windows, so be sure to watch the appropriate install video in this section. Alright, let's get started by setting up Local in the next video. See you then! Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be installing Local by Flywheel, the software package I mentioned in the first video in this section, and it is the software we're going to be using to develop our WordPress site offline. So to download Local, we'll open up our browser. I'll be in Google Chrome here, and we'll go to localwp.com. So once you get there, just click this big download button in the corner. Choose your platform. We're on a Mac, so we'll click Mac. And here it asks for some information, probably for their email list. You actually only need to put in an email, so we'll do that here. Then click Get It Now. And it'll start downloading. Great, so once that's downloaded, we can actually close our browser. And we'll go here to the file that downloaded, and click it to open it up. And it might take a second to open it. And once it's open, easy install here. We'll drag this icon into our applications folder and give it a second, and it will install Local. So now Local's installed. We'll close this and we'll just do a little bit of cleanup here. We can right click on this icon up here and hit eject. And then we'll drag our downloaded file into the trash can and empty the trash. Just clean things up there. And now Local's installed. So what we'll do is head over to our Finder and click Applications, and then find Local here. And what I like to do is actually put this down here in my dock. You can do that just by dragging it down in there. We'll be using Local frequently when we're making our site, so it'll be good to have some easy access there. All right, let's jump into Local. Click that to open it up. And if this is your first time opening it, it may prompt you saying that it's downloaded from the internet. That's fine. Click Open. And we're in Local. Very simple interface, especially the free version that we're using. If you wind up developing a lot of WordPress sites and are looking for some more features, definitely check out Local's Pro features. They have a lot of great things there. But for us, we'll just be using this, and to create our site, just click this button. So now it's asking for our site's name. As I mentioned earlier in the course, we'll be doing a sample project called Move, Rest, Repeat. So we'll put that there. You can click this Advanced Options if you'd like and specify some custom things here. We'll actually do that with the domain. This domain is what we'll be using to open up a browser on our computer, even if we're not online, and look at our website, check on our progress. So I may remove these dashes out of here just to make it a little easier to type and remember. The rest of these we'll leave the same, and we'll hit Continue. Same thing here, we can specify some custom settings if we'd like. You can click that and see, specify our own PHP version, what type of web server and database we're using. But for this project, we'll just stay with the preferred. So click Continue again. And now it'll ask for our WordPress username and password. This will be the username and password you'll use to log into your site, both offline and once you move it online, if that's what you plan on doing. So definitely don't just pick admin for the username or password for the password. Do something that might not be so obvious to guess. We'll do mrr_admin for the admin, and we'll type a password here that's a little bit harder to guess. And then you can type in your email here. We'll leave it at this one for development, but you can type in your personal email. That'll be the email that is emailed anytime WordPress need to send you any notifications or things like that. Again, we can do WordPress multi-site as an advanced option. We won't be doing any of that in this course, so we'll leave it like that, and we'll click Add Site. So now local's just installing WordPress and setting up our database. It may ask you for your system password here, so we'll type in our password. This is the password you just used to log into your computer. So there it is. It's downloading WordPress, adding it. Up here you may see this, and we'll allow notifications from local up here in the corner. This will just let us know if something happens and the site shuts down or something like that. So now that we have a site set up in local, this will be the window we normally see. This is our project over here. We can create as many sites as we'd like, so you can create more and play around any way you'd like, but here's the one we'll be using. And it's important to notice whether this is on stop or start. So it automatically started our website for us, and we won't be changing any of this now while we go through anything. One thing we will do is click this trust button here. If you've noticed online recently in your browser, a lot of sites have the little padlock next to the name, and if they don't, they say not secure. So we definitely want our site to be secure, and that's something that happens online. But when we're building a website offline, we can actually trick the browser into thinking it's a secure site as well. So we'll hit trust here, and this will come up and ask for our password again. This is the password to your computer, so type that. And now our site is trusted. So we can actually stop our site if we'd like up here. We'll click that just to show what it does. And when you open local, this is how it will look. So when you're working on this tomorrow or another day, when you open it up, just make sure you click Start Site on your site. And then these two buttons will be the only two buttons you really use from this point on. We'll click Admin to log into our site and start working. And you can always come back here and click View Site, or go to your browser and type in the domain listed here to see how it's going. So that's it for this video. We've installed local and we're ready to start designing our website. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to install Local by Flywheel here on a Windows computer. Local is the software I mentioned earlier in this section that allows us to install WordPress offline and build websites with it without needing to have hosting or a server or anything like that. So to get started, let's open up our browser. I'll be in Google Chrome. And here in Google Chrome, we'll just go to localwp.com and click the download button up here in the corner. It'll ask us which platform we're on. We'll say Windows. And here we'll ask for some personal information, probably for their email list or something like that. We actually only need to add an email address, so we'll do that here. Then we'll click Get It Now. And that will start a download. All right, and it's done. So we'll open it up and give it a second here. We can close our browser. Give it a second. And we'll go through the installation here like normal. All right, and local's been installed. So we'll leave that checked because we want to run local, and we'll hit finish. And this will open up local. So we'll say we read those, hit agree, and this will open the local interface. We'll just close this out, and here's the local interface. Pretty simple, especially in the free version. If you wind up making a lot of WordPress websites and are looking for some more advanced features, definitely check out Local's Pro features. They're pretty awesome. But for now, we'll just be using this. So let's click this green button here to create our site. As I mentioned earlier in the course, we'll be doing a sample project called Move, Rest, Repeat. So we'll type that in there. If we click this advanced options, we can change a couple things. We actually will change this domain. I'll take these dashes out of here. This is the domain we'll be using on our local computer. We can open up a browser anytime when we're developing with local and type this in. Instead of .com, we'll just type .local and it'll let us preview our site. So let's hit continue. Again, some custom options here. If we'd like, we can click that and select a custom version of PHP or our web server or database, but we'll click preferred and leave it at that for now. Then we'll hit continue again. And now we'll be asked to enter our WordPress username and password. So this is the name and password you'll use to log into the website when it's online or offline. So let's pick something that's not super easy to guess. And we'll do the same with a password. You can enter your email address here. I'm going to leave this as is for now, but you may want to enter a personal email address. This is the address that once your site is live or in testing, if someone emails through the site or WordPress needs to get in touch with you, they'll send it to this email. Again, there's an advanced option here if we're installing a WordPress multi-site, but we won't be doing that in this course, so we'll leave that as is, and we'll click Add Site. So local's now creating a new WordPress site for us. You may get some alerts like this throughout the install, but we'll just allow those. And there we go. So this is the screen now for our site. In local, you can create as many sites as you'd like, and they will all show up in this list over here on the left. But this is the site we just set up, and the only thing we're going to change here is down here where it says SSL. So if you've been on the internet recently, which I hope you have, you'll notice up in the address bar many times there's a padlock next to the name, indicating that the site you're on is secure. And if it's not, then there's not that. It says not secure, and people might not want to visit your site. So we definitely want that. Here locally, we can kind of trick our browser into recognizing our site as we build it as secure. So we'll click here on Trust, and that'll bring up some dialog boxes we'll click through. And there we go. So our site is trusted, and something to notice here is up here in the right corner. Now that we've set this up, this is kind of the only area you'll be worried about from here on out. When you open local, like if you work on your site tomorrow or something like that, this might say start instead of stop. So this is how it opens up, and we'll click start. And now our site's ready to work on. So if for some reason your site isn't working, make sure it's there, and maybe even toggle it on and off. And then these two buttons right here are the only two we're really going to be using from here on out. Admin opens up the WordPress admin where we'll be building our site. And View Site you can click anytime you want, or open your browser and type in that domain we set earlier down here to check on your progress. So that's it. We've got local installed here on our Windows computer. And let's move on to the next section where we'll start building our website.